Hey, what's up? It's Anthony Marley Love. Welcome to another episode of Traveling While Black. Today, we are outside Pinnacle Peak, where we will be embarking on the final hike recommended to us by King County DNRP's TikTok page.
Yeah, and I don't think this will be our last hiking series of this year because hiking season is just getting started. So be sure to continue to send us your recommendations.
Yep, and definitely be sure to check out this episode. And as always, let us know what you think. Hey, what's up? I'm Anthony.
And I'm Marley. Welcome to Traveling While Black. Welcome back to the last episode of our first hiking series of 2024, where we are checking out 3 different options, all recommended from the King County DNRP TikTok page.
The first 2 episodes of the series, we checked out a relatively easy hike within Cougar Mountain Regional Wildland Park, and then we got lost walking the many trails of Spring Lake Desire Park. If you missed them, most definitely check them out.
For the next and final hiking recommendation, we are hiking Pinnacle Peak. But here's the deal. If you were to search Pinnacle Peak, you may be somewhat confused because the search will return 3 possible options, but the option we recommended was of course located in King County.
Ironically, the confusion with this Pinnacle Peak could have been avoided, at least with this option, if it wasn't for a flame that used to burn at the top of the original lookout. Because see, the name of this summit was originally referred to as Mount Pete, in honor of a Yugoslavian immigrant who settled in the area in the 1900s. But throughout the years, the name Pete got misconstrued as Peak, and hence the newer name, Mount Peak. Ironic because look, we know something about misconstruing names. Vashon Island, Concully,
to Willamette Valley Vineyards Tasting Room. While the name Pinnacle Peak was given due to the fire lookout at the top, we were just saying if Mount Pete stuck, then there would be no need for a third name. Nevertheless, this Mount Peak is forest covered and offers hikers 2 options in order to reach the payoff.
The 2 trails offered by Mount Pete or Peak or the King County Pinnacle Peak are the Cal Magnusson Trail and the simply named South Trail.
The South Trail sounded like my type of trail, a gravel road with a gentle grade that gradually leads up to elevation.
But because the South Trail is a multi-use for hikers and bikers, or possibly because I misread the research, we amazingly chose to hike the Cal Magnusson Trail, the trail that takes hikers a whole 1,000 feet in just 1 mile through thick forest.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't reread the research until after our attempt at the hike, thus putting our goal of reaching the well-known payoff in jeopardy. Drive grade. The drive to get to this hike took a little longer than the others, being that it was about an hour and 5 minutes.
Although the hour may have been due to our GPS taking us around the southbound traffic that we would have been gridlocked in, it wasn't all that bad.
Once again, the drive didn't offer many spectacular views and making the length of the drive not that exciting, but this trip did have a positive and one that reminded us of an important tip to mention when hiking: bringing snacks.
This route was not just perfect for snacks, but for real, way more. In South Park, we grabbed some food at Uncle Eddie's, and then we got some coffee from our friends at The Scene Coffee, a Black-owned coffee shop.
Yes, accessibility to the good food, great coffee, and snack options definitely added to the trip. In regard to parking at the trailhead, there wasn't a lot of spots, but we were able to get lucky.
At least the parking was free. As for our rating, we give this drive a 4 out of 5 for drive grade.
Level of fun. Prior to embarking on the hike, we were really excited because we heard that the payoff was guaranteed to be the best of the 3 recommended hikes, regardless of the weather.
Not exactly knowing what we were getting ourselves into, we ventured into the park. But not long after, we got hip to the fact that this particular trail was going to be something different.
Yes, really different. From the beginning to the end, the trail led us uphill, but we hiked and hiked and hiked and hiked, and we passed what looked to be a variety of skilled hikers.
Yeah, we hiked, but we can say the surroundings were beautiful. While that didn't make the trek any easier, it did make it bearable. To see the basalt outcroppings formed by the rapid cooling of the lava was pretty neat too.
Look, I can't lie, I wanted to turn around a couple of times. If I do have one pet peeve about hiking, it's when you're passing folks on heading back from where you are heading and they say you're almost there or you're halfway there and it still feels like forever to go.
Based on our experience in scientific research, we've determined that you're halfway there equates to 45 minutes left, and you're almost there equates to 40 minutes of hike left.
Still, even though I wanted to turn around, Ant kept encouraging us to keep going, and I'm glad he did, because after an hour and 22 minutes, we eventually made it to the payoff at the summit lookout.
Yes, walking up the observation deck definitely offered some great views. We even enjoyed the views from just sitting on the log benches.
Yes, the hard work was definitely worth it. Plus, we felt really accomplished conquering such a challenging, for us, hike.
Yep, it was awesome and worth it. Other important points worth mentioning about the trail are, while the path is dirt, there are concrete steps in places throughout some of the steepest points.
But the dirt trail can easily turn into mud, which was the case in some areas on the day of our hike.
And finally, dogs are welcome on the trail, of course, but must be on a leash. Overall, we really enjoyed our experience at Mount Peak or the King County Pinnacle Peak, and we can definitely recommend you giving it a try.
Remember that if you're looking for a less rigorous hike up the peak, you can take the South Trail, but for our experience at Mount Peak via the Cal Magnusson Trail, we give it a 5 out of 5 for level of fun.
Comfortability for Black people. Yes, once again, these episodes where we are in nature are going to be high on the comfort rating. Big reason why? Come on, say it with us.
Nature loves Black people.
And for this experience, along with the nature, once again, we encounter some friendly people on the trail.
Yes, outside of walking up 1,000 feet of elevation, we were really comfortable. And with this being the last episode of this hiking series for this year, we want to remind you to get outside and enjoy the nature. Remember, studies show that being in the outdoors can have tremendous mental health benefits.
While this hiking series is ending, the best time of year for hiking is just starting. And again, if you are looking for more encouragement and information on the outdoors, be sure to check out the other dope Black creators we mentioned in the first episode of the series, as well as a host of others.
Hopefully we will see you out in the trails this spring, summer, and fall. As for this experience at Mount Peak, we give a 5 out of 5 for comfortability for Black people.
We hope you found this episode to be helpful and entertaining. Be sure to check out our previous episodes.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on all of our social media platforms.
Until next time, beautiful people, stay up, stay true, and do you.